I'm just finishing up this job application that I applied for, and it's like this marketing business sort of thing. I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's not that exciting. I just didn't realize like how difficult the job market was to get into until I started to get into it. If you guys missed my previous video, I kind of talked about that briefly and how I'm trying to get a job to basically fund to hire someone to help me with filming photo and stuff like that. So yeah, that's currently what I'm doing right now, but we're wrapped up with it. We're done. It's almost time for me to go to bed, but we're kind of doing some therapy. Not kind of, we are doing some therapy right now with this shock sort of thing. Where'd the little device go?
10 seconds later.
This thing right here, I don't know what it really is called, but basically like it shocks the nerve in the muscle and relieves it of pain somehow. I don't know how it works. I just know that it does feel a lot better when I use it. Yeah, just sitting here applying for some jobs, rehabbing this stupid freaking hip so I can get back to the freaking marathon training program that I want to get back onto so I can qualify for Boston. Before I end up like being in bed sleeping, I want to show you guys every single, that's how you know I'm tired, like when I can't talk. But I want to show you guys something I do every single night before I go to bed, and it's I put my outfit that I'm gonna wear for tomorrow out. And I do this just because it helps me when I wake up just jump right into what I'm gonna wear without having to like put any thinking into it. I just jump right into it. And I don't know, for me it just alleviates the whole friction of having to put something on. Not that it takes long anyway, but it just gets rid of that and just makes the morning a lot easier. I do this for like my regular outfit too, because that's my gym outfit. And then I put my regular outfit in my gym bag right here, and then I'm good to go. Now I've got to think about nothing. Little habits for you guys if you guys want to make your mornings a little easier and a little more fluid. But yeah, I'm gonna head out, go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. It feels weird seeing you in here. I haven't recorded a leg day workout in a long time, and it's because my leg day workout is the most pathetic thing you've ever seen in your life, because I can't put any pressure on my hip that involves like this movement. In other words, I can't put any pressure on my heel and squat at the same time, so any movement that is any sort of squat related I can't do. So that involves lunges even, because it's kind of like, it's not a squat, but it's almost like you're single squatting forward, and that's made all of my leg days just pathetic, so to speak. And my hip is getting better, it's just not in the position where it can bear a lot of weight right now, and granted I can't even run on it still. So we just have some leg extensions, we got some RDLs, and then we got some single leg extensions, and we got some leg curls, and that's it. I can't do anything much besides that. We can still do calves, but those just aren't growing as much as I'd like it. But that's what we got. That's what we got to work with. So we're finishing off with some casts right now, and man, these things, they just won't grow as bad as I want them to. They've grown though. They've definitely made some progress. And here comes Rory rolling through. What's going on? Talking about my calves and how small they are.
Yeah. It's because you never trained them.
And right now. So like I was saying earlier before Rory came up and whatnot, I was gonna say this makes a good point in comparing your progress to other people's progress, and I used to actually have a really big problem with this. And what got me to stop wasn't like the cliche sayings of like, oh, you know, you're in your own lane and da-da-da-da-da, don't compare yourself to others and all that stuff. It was really just more so I was tired of feeling like about progress that I was making, because I was making progress, but I was just blind to it because I was comparing my progress to someone else that was like 10 years ahead of me. And I wanted to be proud of how far I had come. And so ultimately wanting to stop feeling like shit is what got me to stop. All right, we're at school now. Got some assignments to turn in within like 40-ish minutes, and that's no problem because I already have them done. But yeah, man, it's a lot. I feel like I'm constantly back and forth and all over the place the other day, or every day. Man, that's where my mind's at too. It's all over the place. But I really haven't had a problem with it lately. Like I've told you guys in other videos, like I'm just dealing with a lot, and my perspective on it is that one day if I want to own a gym, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to manage. There's going to be a lot of things all over the place, and I have to be able to deal with handling a lot. Not saying that, you know, my mind needs to be everywhere all the time. That's not necessarily right, but there's going to be a lot to deal with. And so I look at things like this as preparation to getting me there rather than, gosh, why is this happening to me? Why is there so much to balance? Because it's like, why complain about the thing even if the things I'm going through now are preparing me to go through that thing? I think people do that too often where they complain about the situation that they're in, but don't realize that the situation that they're in is getting them prepared for the thing that they were literally hoping for. And so that's just a perspective that's helped me out a bunch. But at the same time, it's not too good to take on too much at once too. So there's kind of like a double side to it, because yes, there is sometimes a time period where you have to take on a lot at once, and then there's other times where you shouldn't. And I think I'm kind of like on that shouldn't side a little bit now. I feel like I'm just taking on everything that comes at me. And so now I'm at this point where I just kind of want to allocate some of the things that I have going on. I've told you guys, like, one of the things I'm doing is I'm getting another source of income, another job to help pay for a cameraman to help me get video and photo, because it's becoming a lot for me to just do this all by myself and handle everything as well. Dad actually used to tell me this thing when I was growing up, is that there's a give and take to everything. So if you're handling a lot in life and you feel overwhelmed to the point where, you know, you can't sleep at night, your habits are completely off, you don't feel mentally well, then that means sometimes that something's got to go. And understand that we are only human. We can only take on so much, and it just helps to basically preserve yourself and not overstress yourself out and deteriorate yourself. So that's helped me a bunch, and there's a lot of, I would say, sacrifice to be made. But as I've gotten older and the more I've been in the world of business, there's a lot of sacrifices to be made at sometimes, even if that means, you know, sacrificing your sense of control over something. Like sometimes you have to allocate those things to someone else who might be better in that craft or has a good enough expertise in that craft to take the workload off of you, because you're not able to control everything. So that's my little spiel on that. But again, like I said, we got some homework, man. That's trying not to curse my videos so much. But yeah, this stuff is not fun. Not fun at all. But it's almost done. We got less than a month now. So this month's supplement stack is in. We got the creatine, we got the protein, joint support, protein, we got all the good stuff, all right? But this reminded me of a good question that someone asked in the previous video, and their question was in regards to the grass-fed protein, because Transparent Labs' whey protein is 100% grass-fed, and they basically asked is there that big of a difference when you have a grass-fed protein? And to me, there is, but there isn't. And so the reason that I think there is because most of the time when you're buying a grass-fed protein, there's minimalist ingredients involved, and less ingredients you have, the more trustworthy the brand is, so to speak, because that means that they're not able to fill the powder with a bunch of fillers and you're getting exactly what you bought, compared to some of the bigger brands out there that just toss in a bunch of fillers, they toss in a bunch of just random different chemicals that aren't necessarily good for your gut. And also sometimes a lot of the bigger brands will have a quality of protein in there that doesn't have a proper nitrogen balance, and so you're not actually getting the amount of protein that's on the label. So most of the time with grass-fed, you're getting exactly what you're paying for. And so to me, that's why I think it is worth it, but it's also not worth it because you can find other protein powders out there that are minimalist ingredients, but they aren't necessarily grass-fed. So grass-fed isn't necessarily something that you need to get, but it is something that will prevent you from definitely falling into the trap of mass marketing. But in the end, you can just try to find a brand that has minimalist ingredients. So if you guys are interested at all in purchasing any supplements from Transparent Labs, there's a link down below for it and a little code next to it, and it spells LEVI, which stands for Levi. It'll save you 10% off. If you guys have any questions in regard to the supplement, you guys can always ask. I encourage comments and questions just because, like, guys, there's no dumb questions. There's no dumb comments, you know? And I've said this before, if there is, I'm not gonna let you know. So you'll never have to worry about it. But yeah, that's kind of it for today. I'm gonna go put in some more job applications, and I would go for a run right now. Like, look at this weather. Look at this weather. It should be illegal not to be able to run in this weather, but that's me right now, and it is what it is, right, Bean? She doesn't care. With that said, that's pretty much gonna do it for the video, guys. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button. As you guys know, I will do that. And as always, Dad trying to do what you love. The sky's the limit. See you on the next one.